Sitaram, I am Zelisa Rupani, inviting you to join me for the dynamic program Conversations with Zelisa, where we discuss health, business and economy, politics, crime, finance, social issues, law and entertainment right here on TV Jagriti, Mondays to Fridays from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Conversations with Zelisa. With Sitaram again, each and every one of you. Welcome back to the program Conversations with Zelisa right here on TV Jagriti. Thanking you so much for choosing to spend this beautiful, blessed, auspicious and significant day, Hanuman Jayanti 2016 with us, your Jagriti family. This morning, we're very privileged to have with us Dr. Jagessar Dass, and I'll just tell you a little bit about Dr. Dass before I introduce him. Dr. Dass was born in Guyana and he went to Canada in 1955 and graduated in medicine in 1962 from UBC. Now, he did general practice of medicine and surgery for over 40 years and retired in 2005. Dr. Dass is the president of the Kabir Association of Canada and president of the Global Clergy Association of Canada. He has produced the Kabir Voice for the Kabir Association for 22 years. Now, in 1995, he produced a 13-part series entitled Religious Horizons for Rogers Multicultural Television, interviewing religious leaders from around the world. Dr. Dass has lectured on Satguru Kabir religions, meditation and spiritual topics locally and in Trinidad, California, New York and Toronto, and in satsangs on Sundays. He has written 3 books. I'm sure he'll tell us about that in a little bit. Now, in September 2006, he presented a paper at the World's Religious After 9/11 in Montreal, titled Religion as the Gateway to Peace. In 2010, he was one of the 25 immigrants to be awarded Canadian Immigrant of the Year award. Dr. Dass also visited India several times for Kabir functions. It is our blessing and privilege to have Dr. Jagessar Dass with us this morning on the program Conversations with Zelisa. Dr. Dass, Sitaram, and a warm welcome.
Thank you very much.
We feel quite privileged to have you with us this morning.
Thank you.
And you and I had a little chat about you being to Trinidad a couple of times. You were fortunate enough to spend a year here.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, when I first left Guyana in 1954, I was going to go to the United States, but due to some problems, I could not be admitted that year. So I had to wait another year. So while here, I traveled around and I went to Queen's College at night and took some courses and met a lot of friends. And so I got to know Trinidad very well.
Very nice.
And I met a lot of the Kabir Panthis at that time also.
Good.
And then, of course, the following year I went to UBC.
Very nice. What can you tell us, were you always involved with the Kabir Panth Association from a child? Tell us how you got involved in the association. How were you introduced?
Yeah, my parents were Kabir Panthis from India.
Your parents were from India?
Yeah, they were from India, from the UP area.
Right.
And they went, as many Trinidadians, to work on the sugar plantations.
Right.
And that was in 1910. I was born in Guyana.
Yes.
And so I grew up in the Kabir Panth.
Yes. You were always involved. It's part of
I was always
your
involved
life.
in some way.
Yeah.
But later on in Canada, being more mature and seeing that I do need to know more, I began to study more of it. Whereas in Guyana, we didn't have the opportunity or all the educational materials. So I'm still continuing to study on Kabir.
Yes.
And
You
writing
never
on
stop.
him, of course.
Tell us about your 3 books, because you've written 3 books about
Yeah.
Kabir Panth.
Yeah.
Tell us about
Yes,
your
there are
books.
several books I've done. This one consists of bhajans of
Yeah.
Kabir.
Yes.
It is, I left out a Hindi script This is for people who do not read Hindi.
Right.
So it has transliteration, and it has meanings of the
Very
persons.
nice.
And
And
so
it's
people who-
important that when we sing praises and we sing bhajans,
Yes.
we understand what we're singing as well. Huh?
Yeah. Well, that is what gives it a feeling
Yes.
of devotion.
Yes.
And this is why I put it all in English now, so
Very
people
nice.
can easily
Yes.
understand what
Yes.
they're singing.
Very true. Okay.
This one
great.
is called the Brahmani Rupan.
Mhm.
It's called the Journey to Enlightenment, the ultimate reality.
Mhm.
In this, Kabir speaks of the mystical union
Yeah.
of the soul with God, and not to get entangled with all the paraphernalia of religion. There's a direct connection.
And
Yes.
what is that connection?
That connection is to realize that you are the spirit or the soul.
We are the soul.
The soul is non-material, it is not this body, and this soul, being spirit, is connected with universal spirit.
Yes.
This universal spirit, we give many names, and God is one of them. And so Kabir Sahib used the word Sat Nam, the eternal name, to refer to God. Because there's no particular name we can give to God, who is beyond all names. So that connection is what we need to realize in this life.
Yes.
Kabir Sahib said, if we want moksha, liberation, you have to do it in this life. It doesn't happen after death,
Right.
because we have to have our faculties, our consciousness,
Yes.
intelligence, and mind.
Yeah.
And then we can achieve something. If we don't achieve it, then our karma predetermines our birth,
Yes.
and then we have a chance to do it all over again. Because the ultimate goal in religion, Hinduism, Kabir Pant, Sikhism, is have liberation.
Right.
And that liberation is what Kabir Sahib talks about.
Great. So of course we'll get some insight into
Yeah,
that
this is the
detail.
The inner teachings of Kabir
Very
is in
nice.
this book,
Good.
the Brahmani Rupan.
Brilliant. So tell us about this other book that you wrote.
This is called the Bijak of Kabir.
Yes.
Bijak means sort of a map or explanation of how to reach a treasure. The word Bijak is a treasure map. And in this book, one of his quotation is, Bijak bit batawe, jo bit gupta hoy.
Yeah.
Aisa gyan batawe jiv ko, jane birla koi. In the Bijak, he's explaining that knowledge which mostly remains hidden.
Yes.
But he's explaining it to you so that you may understand what this inner knowledge is. And in this, he talks about various topics, all the way from our origin, about God, about soul.
Dr. Das, what is that? What is that inner knowledge?
The inner knowledge is when you can separate yourself. You're probably familiar with the yoga system.
Yes.
Okay, it's called pratyahara.
Yes.
Withdraw yourself from all the external sense objects. When you withdraw yourself, what are you left with?
Right.
Pure silence.
Yeah.
It is in that silence that you begin to awaken to self-knowledge.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying to us is that we take ourselves away from all the material things in life. We release all the material things, and we just find that peace within ourselves. We connect. It's a soulful experience.
Yes.
And then there's a greater understanding and knowledge of that light, that being Bhagwan, God.
Yes. Yeah. I think what Kabir tells us is that our origin is this unitary being, and we are part of it. Think of sun. The rays are in all directions.
Right.
Every ray belongs to the sun.
Right.
We are like reflections of that Spirit of God. Another way he puts it, you can see the moonlight in a lot of buckets of water.
Right.
We are all reflections of that.
Very true.
Yes. So
Well,
he used.
I mean, if we can only understand how precious we are and how special we are beings and children of Bhagwan, then why do we behave so badly? Why do we choose not to understand how precious and special we are, but choose rather to live to live a materialistic life, or to continue to be part of the ills of society?
You see, God gave us freedom of the will.
Right.
We can choose.
We can choose.
We can choose.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are in control.
We are free to choose one way.
Yeah.
What he said, manahi se bandhan, manahi se mukti. Our mind can take us to liberation, or it can take us to bondage.
So basically, it's the power of the mind.
That is true.
The power of the mind.
Yeah. And then this mind has to be directed in that direction where we know absolute truth. The reason with religious people right now is they do not know the truth. They deal with the paraphernalia and all the stories and the mythologies
all
and
the
everything
frills
else.
and fancies.
You have to know the truth.
Yes.
And the truth is not written in books. He said, Poti par jagmua pandit bhayana koi. Dhayakar prem ka pareso pandit hoy. You cannot be a scholar by reading books.
Very true.
You'll be a scholar when you have that in your heart. So he said,
deep within your soul. It's a soulful experience.
So reading the books will give you information.
Yes. But it's what we do with that information.
Well,
Dr.
that's
Dass.
right. I often say in my lectures, scripture is like a recipe book.
Yes.
You can have a very nice recipe book, a tasty recipe. Oh, look very nice. And you're looking at it, I'd like to eat that. But you don't cook it. You just read it.
How can you taste it if you don't cook it?
Well,
I love
right.
that. That's such a beautiful example.
That's right. You've got to actually do it.
Yes, in order to yes.
In a lot of religion, not only Kabir Pan, but every religion,
yes.
You go to the temple, church, mosque, whatever. You listen to all these stories, and then you go home and you forget.
Do we apply it to our lives?
Right.
What a wonderful message this morning. So what brings you to Trinidad on this visit? I know that you're here with the Kabir Pant. They're having something very special, and you're here as a guest. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. Yeah. Well, when I left Canada, mostly for holiday, but as people got to know, I contacted them. Then in San Fernando area, there's a Kabir Chawra Mat.
Yes.
And they're holding a program tonight at 6:30 where I'll be
Yes.
going. And then there is a program at the Kabir Pant School in Chase Village, KPA School. That will be on Saturday. And then there's another program. There's a Gayatri Ji with a Lotus Ashram, I think it is.
Yes.
So I'll be going there Sunday morning.
Very nice. Well, I would like to thank Dr. Leela Maharaj, because she called me personally some time ago and she said, you know, Dr. Jagessar Dass is going to be in Trinidad and I would love to have him on the program. And I said, Dr. Leela, of course I will. So I would like to personally thank her for, getting the contact and bringing Dr. Dass here. You've got this wealth of knowledge, and it is because of your involvement. But there's also an aura of peace about you, and of course. Oh no, are you okay? I think we had a shutdown with electricity. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, let me get my guys together. We do apologize for that. We had some sort of technical difficulty with regards to power outage, but we are fine. I humbly apologize for that. We have no control when it comes to technical things. But of course, this is the program Conversations with Zelisa right here on TV Jagriti. Thanking you so much for choosing us this morning. Dr. Jagessar Dass here representing the Kabir Pant Association. Of course, you are the president there in Canada.
Yes.
And of course, that strength that you've got there brought you here to Trinidad to lecture. I want to thank you sincerely for taking time off of your busy schedule here in Trinidad and to spend some time with us this morning, enlighten us a little bit about your books and your thoughts and your great work. You've contributed a lot over the years, and we're very fortunate to have had you this morning on the program. I wish you continued success. And of course, I trust and hope the next time you visit Trinidad, you'll pay us a visit as well.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
It's a pleasure being here.
You're more than welcome. Have yourself a great day and a lovely, safe and happy stay in Trinidad.
Thank you very much.
All the best. Sitaram. This is the program Conversations with Zelisa right here on TV Jagriti. Thanking you kindly for choosing us. We're going to go to our news update at 9 o'clock. When we return, we're going to go to our horoscope segment. And then we're going to have with us, no stranger, Mr. Ramnaresh Dwaraka. Stay with us right here on TV Jagriti. We humbly apologize for that little technical situation we had earlier on due to circumstances beyond our control. Thanks for choosing us. Stay with us.